Dominic, you're welcome to do the intro like you always do.
Of course. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another interview with Dissonant Waves. My name is Dominic. In the final video, you'll be able to see me, but right now I am unvideoed for everybody else because my laptop is stupid. And of course, Ritz and Tricks are both here. They're on camera this time, both of them.
Hell
And
yeah.
we have two other lovely people. Who are you? Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Jude from We Will Look Back at You and Love You Forever.
I'm Sholto from We Will Look Back at You and Love You Forever. Five
What
exclamation
is
marks.
what is
No
that?
space.
How many exclamation marks? There's five, right?
Five, yeah.
And so what is that? What is that project?
Well, at some point when we were like first becoming friends, I think either I showed them to you or you found them on your own as well. But we
Yeah.
both realized we liked Your Arms My Cocoon a lot. We were like, we should make a bedroom screamo project. And then how could it be? Even though neither of us had any prior music experience. And then we finally we met up and we made something a lot noisier and rougher than Your Arms Are My Cocoon, but we were like, we've got to keep doing this. We've got to make noisier, harsher, worse music as time goes on. We've got to hammer it in.
Yeah. And we have.
See, now you're
That's
saying
about
that,
it.
and I'm like trying to piece it together. Where it's like, yeah, I can kind of see what you mean, but I feel like you've spun off into your own different little thing. You got all the samples, all that fun little like, just I don't know. It's weaved really well together in a way where Your Arms Are My Cocoon is very straightforward, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah. I think, there's a lot of I don't know if it's intentional complexity or not, but a lot of the samples and things we do when we're making music, it's just sort of stumbling into different things that we really enjoy, putting it together and sort of having different ideas and basically just the explosive chaos and
Yeah,
fun.
sometimes we'll just like mash buttons or throw in random things, and we'll be like, "Hang on, that has merit. We're getting somewhere with that." And then we'll keep putting on more bullshit, and eventually it sounds fun and something like we like.
I think we have developed some sort of like there's kind of a weird world
I feel like
style.
we had a strong style with Yabby Time,
Yeah.
and that's sort of become a little more broad. There's still like key elements, but
Samples.
the album that will be done very soon has it's different to Yabby Time, but still a Will It Back and Love You Forever album at its core. It's still weird.
Now, Callum, you had a name for what this kind of was, Yabby Time and everything. Do you want to go
Yes,
over that?
it's a term in which it sounds a lot more insulting than it actually is, admittedly, but I think it's a great way of describing what the sound is. And honestly, I think there are moments in which it's not just you two, which I can describe this to. I mean, uh, if you go to Bigger Boots Home Invading, that uses a lot of these type of samples that I would consider to be quite meme worthy or had already been viral memes, to the point that I want to classify it as shitpost emo.
Yeah, we bring that we because we listened to the episode where you reviewed Yabby Time. We
Yeah.
frequently talk
Yeah.
about shitpost emo as like a proud
Yeah.
like label of ours that we've got like a SpongeBob YouTube poop sample in one of our unreleased songs. So we did lean into it a little bit in some ways, even further.
Now, do you like shitpost emo or do you prefer memo?
I think I'm gonna have to go with shitpost emo.
Timeless.
So you have a SpongeBob sample. So this will be the second album of major note recently to have a SpongeBob sample. Well, because of course, if you listen to JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown, Scaring the Hose DLC has a wonderful SpongeBob sample. I
Yeah,
can only
yeah.
imagine how your interpretation and use of that compares.
It's really.
I've actually
we were
got
hoping
a
to get Peggy on this album, but he never reached out.
I've got to
He's
interrupt to
looking be
ask
done.
just for a quick second here, though. You mentioned it's specifically a YouTube poop SpongeBob
Yeah,
sample.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Is this one of the classic YouTube poops, or is this a more of a? Because I believe the most well-known SpongeBob YouTube poops was Pride Patties.
It's I think it's a pretty well-known one because because I picked like we kind of scrolled through and was like, I think I remember this one, this is good. And then I've heard it referenced since you put it in our song, but it's the sky has the sky has a Pokemon. It's like, no, that's a gay Luigi. And then I don't know what they're saying 100%, but it's good fun.
That's most YouTube clips actually.
Yeah. Do you see that there's like a 78-hour YouTube video of Morshu reading the entire Bible? That's not
I did
AI.
see. Yeah, they have that software that just splices all the. It's weird.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, you have SpongeBob characters doing songs off Donda too now. Anything is possible now.
Yeah.
Well, we go into the whole AI characters as well, and I've got to admit I've made a bunch of people kind of go into a little experiment here. I'm not sure if you two have heard of Music League.
Like the pre-TikTok TikTok?
Yeah.
No, no, not Music League. Music League.
Oh,
Music League.
No.
It's a little season thing in which they've made it do it on this Discord that I'm on, and people have to put in songs, and people upvote and downvote. So I decided for the first week I was going to pick I Am Who I Am, Simon, the closer off your album, to a bunch of people who are mostly picking Arctic Monkeys, ballpark music, very simple indie taste. And I think there were a couple people who were fine with it until AI Peter Griffin started.
Is it controversial?
Yeah, well, one of them had a massive go at me for picking something with AI Peter Griffin.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to get a Peter Griffin impressionist next time. Because I think we did that sort of before a lot of the AI discourse started propping up.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that when I listened to it again. Like, my interpretation of that last year would be so different had the discourse been around then versus now, where it's like, I've already listened to that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that was definitely surprising coming back. Like, did I hear this? Did y'all secretly update Yabby Time several times in the last year and I don't know about?
Nope.
Because like when I'm going back to it, it's like, oh my god, there's a lot of segments on here that just kind of go under the radar.
Yeah. There's a lot on it.
When I think of Simon, I think of just the nuclear countdown, basically, and how like morbid and like how, I don't know, not mortifying, but there's a certain sense of like melancholy and like sadness and kind of nostalgia you kind of come back to again and again, especially on like some of the newer tracks like Soberer, and I don't know how you pronounce it, disco, I don't know, but whenever you invoke nuclear apocalypse, it kind of tends to go in that direction anyway, because it's always just sad and everything is going to die anyway, so it's fitting.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the other reviews as well, just quickly, is I liked it until 7 minutes and then there was the fucking siren.
Jude sent me the file and was like, add something to it. And I was like, we need an alarm. We need like a nuclear hellfire. Yeah. Yeah, that was really fun to make. And I think I think with our new tracks, there's also like there is a greater sense of melancholy in some of them.
Yeah, I think.
Would you say so?
I think. Yeah, I think I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, nuclear apocalypse it's a bummer. That stuff sucks.
Understatement of the century.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah, honestly, if we could just end it all here.
Last video ever recorded.
Yeah.
But
I'm just trying to get all the full other ones on this as well. Actually, there is one other review. This person I met is really nice, but he does give some absolute bangers of insults. And he said, "Our minutes spent listening to this tax deductible."
No, they aren't. We don't pay taxes.
Yeah, nah. That's okay. I'll get back to him. I'll get back to him on that one then.
Yeah, actually, where's our money?
Yeah.
Well, you've released
Um,
Yabby Time. You've also released 2022, your compilation thing. You said it's not technically an album, I think, in the notes.
Yeah.
And then you have this new thing coming up with some singles that have kind of interspersed here and there.
Yeah. And we
Um,
also we have a split coming out
you split.
with yeah, we're doing a split with some like pretty cool it's summer 2000.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, Godfuck. Um and Salem's Corey Dallas. So that's pretty exciting. I don't think it's been announced yet, but it's like in the very final stages.
That's
Wow.
super exciting.
It'll probably be announced before this gets released. Else, surprise.
Yeah.
You heard it here
By the way.
first.
Yeah, the album's sort of like, where are we even at? We're like basically
Well, we're
done.
basically done with the album, but like we felt like when we released Yabby Time, there were probably a few parts that we could have done a bit. Like there's certain, I think like the first track in the album, I sometimes take issue with. Like I just don't like it much. I don't like how it's mixed or whatever. Which I know it's surprising to hear that I care about how mixing sounds when I'm the half of Will Back Forever, but I do a little bit. But I think the new album, it's still shitpost emo, I'd say, but it's a more thought and care into it. I'd say there's a few less tracks where like Yabby Time had a few songs that were like kind of 3 tracks and a few filters that made it sound quite filled, but it wasn't actually a very packed track. It just
Whereas every single track on.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just
there's
bacon
some-
pancakes.
That's our most streamed song. It's almost got 2,000 streams.
I'm not surprised by that, just because obviously it is the Adventure Time you cover in there.
Yeah.
It's just so catchy. But
Yeah, of course.
so I mean, comparatively, then are you from the singles? It sounds like you're doing more song structure stuff. Like you're making it more of like verses and stuff. At least that's what it feels like.
Is that by accident?
I think yeah. I feel like a lot of the songs in Yabby Time were like, aside from a few, they were sort of just like one part. Whereas I think yeah, there's definitely like one of the final tracks, I forgot what it's called, like What Happened to the Yowie Plug or something. It's got definitely a much like a start, a middle, and the start again, which is still not like really a song structure, but it's a lot more than Yappy Time had for sure.
Yeah.
But you get away with it because of the sampling and just
Yeah.
you have a different kind of structure that weirdly works a lot of the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then sometimes
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was-
Pickle Rick.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was so fun to make. It was so good. And we didn't have any music experience, but we said that. Well, yeah, we've got an album.
Yeah.
But it was just it was like such a blast, and we were really happy with how a lot of it turned out as well. We learned a lot. Yeah. Just all the chaos.
Oh, I've got to mention as well, there was a second experiment that I did in this music league as well, seeming as Dominic has mentioned the Pickle Rick. I did submit for when the theme was body related songs. I found a body at Penn Island, and I just want to point out some of these reviews in here. Some of them were great. We actually got a couple upvotes in this one, which
You
was
picked 2 songs as well, didn't you?
The other one was Stomach Book's Our Story.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, well, the fuckers here downvoted that one. This one instead got 0 due to being upvoted 3 times and downvoted 3 times.
That's right.
We got-
We're polarized.
And honestly, it's for the exact same reason for the Pickle Rick sample. We got someone upvoting it just saying, I'm a Pickle Morty, which is the only voter who commented. Every other one was so, like, just either pissed off or happy with it that they just didn't need to comment.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't fuck with these guys the first time, and I still don't. Kind of fucked with it. Unfortunately, it has Rick and Morty, so it barely escapes the downvote. Nice Symph and Rick. That's a very nice comment. And then just a bunch of other people have just downvoted it. I feel like the most offensive part about this though is that it got the same score as Stinkfist by Tool.
But that is the closest I found about Apen Island has come to Tool.
Yeah. So I don't know where these voters are coming from, but you're as good as Tool.
Yeah, that's from the start. Yeah, as good as Tool.
90 minutes. We'll look back at you. Album when?
Well,
Please.
we have a sort of sinister idea propping up in our heads at the moment, and that's that. So Sholto will probably be moving to Canberra next year. Maybe.
Yeah.
And before that happens, we'd like to spend like a week and a half in my room, barely going outside, and trying to make an album that neither of us listened to Mac DeMarco, but we are aware that he put out an album that had a lot of tracks and was very long. I mean, we want to see. I know that was like
one
a collection
G,
of demos.
199 songs, 9 hours and 30 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to beat that.
Okay.
We want to beat that in the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there, just like bullshit, hoping things sound good.
That's our plan.
That's our plan. So the upcoming album is longer than Yabby Time,
Yeah.
like by quite a bit. It's not 90 minutes, but it's longer.
9 hours.
I am very on board for this, considering One Wayne G is my favorite album of the year so far.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now Tricks.
Yeah, 9 hours of jazz or 9 hours of just static noise. If you two want some help, just go on Audacity and just go slow speed. It'll make it sound worse and go even longer.
Yeah, we'll do like a few slow plus reverbs of our own songs, like
maybe
here and
have
there.
one
Just,
song.
Yeah, Callum could help you with that a lot.
and then it's better.
Oh yeah, doing that with Tricks' songs, that was fun.
Yeah.
Now, Tricks, you're standing there in the darkness. Do you have any questions right now?
Yes, actually. Do you guys have any like weirdest bits of inspiration? Like, oftentimes when my neighbors are fighting, I'll pick up my guitar and just start playing spangly chords.
Weirdest. Do we have anything peculiar? I mean, Adventure Time's not like a surprising or weird thing, but we do definitely always have Adventure Time on our minds.
Like all the time.
Like
Yeah,
non-stop
yeah.
with thinking of Adventure Time, and that definitely plays into our music, even if not noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Marx.
Yeah, I think the spirit of communism flows through us when we make our music.
Yeah.
The heavy Marxist beliefs definitely make our music more Marxist.
Yeah. Even
Hell
if it's got
yeah.
brand-
There's actually, the music can be ranked by how Marxist it is, and
And
we're probably up there. We're definitely
with Tool.
we're Tool Marxist band.
The Civil War in France is somewhere there too.
And Bedbug. Yeah.
And
Bedbug is.
Let me spin this
Pretty
question a different way. What are you going to bring in with you to this 2-week isolation period that's going to inspire you to make 200 tracks at least?
I know like every music YouTuber ever, like every digital music production YouTuber ever has done a video like this, but they're kind of like kids' toy instruments that are sort of like shit or made of plastic. I really think I want to go to a $2 store and pick up like one of those and just
100%.
plunk around with them.
Cat piano.
If we could find a cat piano in time for the album, I think it'll be an easy sink into the Wheel Back and Love You Forever funds.
We might need to allow like visitations.
We will need to allow visitations, otherwise we'll go actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still there, but I know in Canberra there was an op shop where there was a really small piano that was like a kid's piano nearly, but it was an actual proper piano, and it was only like $10 or something. I remember I literally just pressed every button on it and recorded it as well, and it was all just high pitched sounds. There was like no low pitch on it whatsoever. If that is still if that is still there, I'll send over the recording. It's only like 38 seconds worth. That's how little it was. But if it's still there, that's the instrument to buy.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we're so ready. It's gonna stink so bad though.
Yeah, sometimes it smells. that music.
Like,
Not to like TMI, but yeah, we're smelly guys, and hopefully 2 weeks in the same room won't like
change us.
yeah.
I mean, if you're just gonna go in the same room, then that's one thing. But if you explore the several rooms, you know, do the shower thing or whatever, and like make that a part of the experience.
Well, all the vocals in Yabby Time were recorded in like the very small little bathroom connected to my room.
Why did we do that again?
I don't remember because we don't do that anymore. I think it's because I thought the neighbors would be. One time the neighbors asked if there was a horror film being recorded. But
yeah, but like we moved all of the audio stuff into the bathroom from where it was.
Plug
in your
everything
bedroom.
and
Yeah.
re-plug it back into the bathroom just to record vocals, and I can't like remember why we did that.
Definitely worth it.
Like, if you still have access to that kind of like recording techniques, that could really help you. I feel like someone's in the bathroom, you're doing something from far away, and you kind of like
Yeah.
manually like bring it into focus by bringing it closer somehow. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas you can do with that.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I like those
We
ideas.
could like run around the microphone while screaming. Like we get yeah.
I don't think it even has like 3D audio.
No, but like an oval. You see what I'm saying? So like it runs
Oh, yeah, I see.
But do you run in the circle or do you swing the mic in a circle?
Ooh, well, if you swing the mic, it'll have that noise or whatever. Which
I
could
would
be
use the fan. And then
I think this is the only time in which we would do an interview with a musician and go, "Oh, that's gonna make such a bad sound," and you go, "Oh, like that's a great idea." in the same breath.
You know, you can you know, edit that out. You know, go into Audacity. You know, filter for the digital noise effects, whatever. Things I still need to learn to do better for this own podcast, but you know.
Or mic swinging, slow and reverb.
yeah.
that could be the whole song. Mike
Yeah.
swinging sword,
But we name it Mike like the person.
Ah, it's like an ambient track.
Yeah. You speed it
Yeah.
up at first, make it sound like a helicopter. Then you make it sound like the helicopter is slowing down. Then slow and
slowing down.
reverbed.
Whoa.
Well, that's 40 seconds of your Mac the Marker album done.
There we go.
Make it some kind of Vietnam War commentary, and you're golden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun. But all the music we do is fun.
Yeah,
I make music.
I think the biggest We Will Back and Love You Forever is mostly fun for me. We did try making music with another friend, and it's nice to make music with other people, but
Another friend who is with no, we won't. What? We could plug like their band.
yeah, Gully Thompson.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can plug wherever you
Shout
want.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a specific fun that comes from making music with someone who has the same amount of like lack of experience as you do, and learning together. And we do sort of an improv thing where it's never no, it's always yes and but
Hell yeah.
like, hey, that sounds like shit. Let's put another thing on that.
So
I can respect it.
So with Yabby Time and everything in the background now, what if you like learned to play in however context you want to take that?
Push.
Yeah, I kind of stole it from my school. I'm just hoping they don't ask for it back. Like a MIDI controller. Yeah, borrowed it. And I figured out more functions from that. So I do at my school, I do a vet course on music production. Which I won't have much longer. Graduating.
Yeah.
We'll be big adults.
No.
But
Congrats.
I guess I've learned various because we use Ableton, which is always kind of funny because it's sort of a software that more serious producers use. And we use it, yeah, we are serious, of course. Yeah. And we use it to make like shitpost emo. But I think I've got worse at guitar since I think I've like lost guitar skills since Yabby Time though. I literally wasn't that good at it, but
I know how to scream.
You've gotten better at screaming.
I feel like I have.
You definitely have. Thank you.
And I think we've gotten better at like just being like knowing what we think will sound good when we're making, like just being able to identify which instruments and how we can sort of add them in and how we can, use different things. Just make amalgamations.
Yeah.
Make a little Frankenstein monster. Shitpost Frankenstein.
That's a good album title.
Well, we've got just a little bit before we're gonna have to do the quick little intermission. Log out, log back in. Dominic, Trix, if either of you got a 2-second question.
I'll throw out the tricks.
My neighbor is here, so I can't really talk right now.
Hi, neighbor. Hi, neighbor.
You have any neighbor stories, real quick?
I think the only neighbor story is the time that they were worried I was recording a horror film or something. But all the neighbors are pretty chill about it. I think one time I was doing a little bit of extra vocal stuff for one of our songs that I could do without Sholto around, and I'm pretty certain that from a house with like neighbors I've never talked to, they kind of like thumped on the wall a bit to get me to shut up. But I was never certain. I did shut up though, just in case.
Were you screaming or like what?
I was screaming.
Oh, that's good.
That was for when I was doing the Breville Abacus lyrical interpolation at the end of the song.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't have any neighbor stories. Yeah, my neighbors are chill.
I think it's better that your neighbors think you're recording a horror movie than anything else going on, especially with how some of the screams sound on Yabby Time.
I have no idea what my neighbors think I do.
Well, yeah, it's good that because I was going to try it back to the Uber story we were just telling.
The Uber story
With Brayden.
Oh yeah, this is unrelated to anything.
It was right because I was thinking about like, it's good they didn't think we were murdering someone
because we were in an Uber and pretending to have a friend who might have murdered another friend, like who goes to the forest for a few days. We just like made it a person just to like entertain the driver.
It was really fun.
It was fun. I don't know what
anyway.
he thought though, because he didn't say a word.
Well, he was like looking back. I could like he was like,
Okay.
well, looking back and love you forever.
That's a really good name. We just opened the Uber. We were just
just then before like back in time, quantum mechanics. Yeah, it's all about that.
I love that. But did the Uber driver know?
Yeah, I don't know if the Uber driver could figure out we were doing a bit or not.
We should have gone bit alert at the end.
Just kidding.
None of that was true.
Parody.
I think with that we will take our little intermission. So. And we're back with its hard-hitting updates from Sholto and Jude.
The first.
What is the latest scoop from your location?
Tonight's staying outside.
My dog's lying down.
And we will be back. We will
Bay you forever.
We will look back at you and love you forever.
Fantastic. Thank you for the live reporting.
No worries.
Now I see you have a My Chemical Romance shirt on.
I do. I think I got it when I was 15, but I got a very large size, so I get to still wear it, which is nice.
How has their influence impacted your music at all?
Sholto's never really been a My Chemical Romance listener. I sort of I have a really embarrassing like sort of story of how I ended up like finding fifth wave emo and DIY emo, and that's that I got into like My Chemical Romance and stuff, and then I was like, oh, I've been using Reddit recently. What's r/emo like? Because I was like, these guys must love My Chemical Romance and Full Apple and stuff. I'll have to see what they say, and then they don't like those bands much. So they showed me all these other cool bands, and then through that, eventually I found like I think Prince Daddy and the Hyena, and then But My Chemical Romance hasn't influenced our music like a noticeable.
No. Oh wait, I'm trying to think. I think the most like it's not intentionally MCR influenced, but the Adore cover to me sort of speaks a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, but most of my music is like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's because most of the influences we have, it's like shared things we listen to or enjoy or consume, products we buy and put into our brains. But
When you do the capitalism,
MCR,
yes.
yeah. MCR wasn't really one of those, I guess, as much. Yeah. I don't know. I like their what was it their first album?
Bullets, yeah. I like
Yeah.
the first album.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff, but first album.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an embarrassing story, though.
The Reddit one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always find the idea of like finding music through Reddit to be slightly embarrassing, but
Yeah, you
if
have to
I'm
find
wrong-
music somehow.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
I had less of a stigma like 7 years ago.
I found Fifth Wave emo through doing this
Reddit just
podcast.
had less of a stigma like 7 years ago. So
Yeah.
Plus,
I
I
couldn't
found
maybe
music
use
back in the
Reddit
day
anymore.
from Guitar Hero, so like that's got to be even more embarrassing.
No, I
And
think
then
Guitar
yeah,
Hero's pretty
Knights
cool.
of Sidonia is one of my favorite songs, and that comes from Guitar Hero 3. That's I'm
Oh yeah.
not even gonna lie about it.
Good.
I get a lot of the new doom metal I listen to off of a guy I follow on Twitter. So
Twitter.
And before this show, I knew about MCR, and that was all I listened to, emo-wise. And now here
Oh
we are.
yeah.
Oh,
the definitive fifth wave emo podcast.
We say that jokingly. I can't,
We
in
do.
seriousness, call us definitive anything. But,
We
yeah.
will look back at you and love you forever endorses Dissonant Waves as the official podcast.
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm just trying to remember how I even found Fifth Wave, because I would have found it for Awake But Still in Bed, and that one's through a Bandcamp post, but I can't even remember how I found that Bandcamp post. So that might have been from Reddit itself. So
Mhm.
Well, I think for us, you started with Paranol. And
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Paranol was getting
that
attention.
was
The
That
one
was-
two
that
punch
was
is
recommended
Paranol
to
and
me.
Home is Where.
Yeah, that was a double
Home
whammy.
is where Home is where I found for a Bandcamp post as well. That one was actually just a Bandcamp post, though I think they just emailed and doing the whole, hey, here's the Bandcamp daily because it featured. I think it's because it featured Origami Angel and Awake But Still in Bed, who I purchased releases from, so Bandcamp does that. Paranol was 100% just sent by someone on a Discord, said, hey, listen to this because this person is making shoegaze without playing an actual instrument. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretentious enough for me. I'll give that a listen. That's how it is. If you find it by Reddit, you find it by Reddit. You find it by different sources. I mean, it's a common joke about finding music through Anthony Fantano's recommendations. But I mean, sometimes he legitimately reviews stuff that no one else has heard of. I mean, that's a big reason why Lobster Fight got some attention as well, because Fantano gave them a positive review.
Yeah,
We're
he'll
waiting for
touch
our
Lobster
Fantano
Fight, he'll
review.
touch Glass Beach, but not the Whaler.
It's never touched a whaler.
Nor
Tomorrow's
Yabby Time,
9/11.
for that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
outrageous.
I'm disappointed.
I remember there was a post from Cameron Bigaboot on his Twitter where he just edited a Fantano score of his album A to his. Just to do that.
Yeah.
We'll have to be realistic with ours though. We'll need a
2.
Anthony. No, I think he'd give us more than a 2,
Like a 5? Or
not a 5.
3?
Nah, I don't think the American Falls probably.
Yeah, I would be pretty happy with the 4 from Anthony Fantano.
What do you think he would say?
He would. Don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've got no idea.
As long as you get a better review than his review of the Dream EP that just came out.
Oh my god, please. That would be
If we put below the Dream EP, that would be a real like stab to the gut. I mean,
yeah.
I'll have to do a face reveal.
I think we should cover one of Dream songs.
we could cover every single Dream.
Yeah, we
song.
should
make a Dream cover album where we just cover Dream music.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Well, I reckon we could. Wait, listen.
Why would we?
For fun.
I mean, that's how you'll start your 2-week isolation.
Just covering Dream
We
songs.
probably, yeah, that's a good.
I mean,
Dream
you're bound to do some cover songs in that if you're doing it for so. I'm assuming you're
Yeah,
not going to be
100%.
doing like 10-hour songs. So if you're doing a bunch of songs,
Yeah,
might-
we'll probably cover something.
as long as it's not a fucking Hallelujah cover.
I would
We'll do
love
a
to
High
see.
Hopes
Wait,
cover.
no, hold on.
Nine
There's
High Hopes
something to
cover.
this.
I'll have to see if I can dig up my Hallelujah cover.
My God. I would like to see a We Will Look Back and Love You Forever Hallelujah cover. I think you could do a lot of interesting stuff with that.
Honestly, I think if you did a straightforward cover of it, it would probably be the least expected way you could do it.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Just do a really normal cover of it. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
We-
Frame song would be a Hallelujah.
Yeah. We have this idea of
it's-
like, we have this idea of making a really like normal, like still a little like, but like an indie kind of pop rock song for like Triple J, yeah, like the Unearthed thing, and just submitting it and seeing if it like can get us attention, and then people find us and realize that we were lying the whole time. We don't make music like that.
Yeah.
The long con.
Yeah.
I think that.
Well, speaking of covers as well, the other one to mention is Afterlife and Dating. I think the Mayor is dead soon. When the album got released, and it was this whole every song on it had like phobia at the end of its title, and then the very last song was actually it wasn't too normal. It was still in their style, but it was a cover of Fast Car, which has obviously got quite a lot of traction because of Luke Combs's I covered it as well. So that's he wouldn't be the first one to do kind of just a random cover of a pretty popular song, especially in, I mean, I wouldn't call Afterlife Dating shitpost emo, but they are very, very lo-fi.
This is why you need to cover something off of like Trout Mask Replica by
We have a
Captain Beefheart.
we have a cover in the new album, the final track. It's I probably would have heard of the song because I assume it's popular enough because my dad like showed to me and it was playing on the radio, but
I really liked it.
I really liked it too. Adore by Amy Shark.
I mean, yeah, obviously I know that here, but I'm not sure how popular it went.
I think it's the best pop song ever. Like wholeheartedly, I love that track so much. So we covered it. And we
Really good.
It's fun. I like the cover actually.
What about covering a song by Ritalin for kids? How does that sound?
That'll be on our to-do list.
I do have one song that can be considered shitpost emo. Meet me one day at the end of the podcast where I use that. It's a sample that's actually really popular. I have friends who are very Christian, going to church youth groups and stuff like that, but they share this one pastor's speech which they all mock because it's very much a what not to do as a youth pastor, and it's this he's giving this speech about how there's this a kid who's not really like conforming or some shit, so he punches him in the chest in the parking lot and says that's how he's showed him the way to the Lord, and that's the sample I've used in there.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I listened to that today. I was listening to that maybe 6 hours ago.
It's my magnum opus. Oh no, sorry, Death Solo Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more like random shit to sample because we've got a bunch of cartoons and we always sample cartoons and stuff, but like just events and things. Yeah.
We've got to up our sample back. We've got to broaden the horizons. We can't just stick to like cartoons and stuff.
Baby stuff.
Yeah. Cartoons, aka for babies. And
For children.
all animators should be underpaid. They're not real actors. It's a
I mean,
joke.
if Origami Angel can get away with doing cartoons this far into their career,
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear the Jimmy Neutron samples. I know their game.
Yeah.
We'd never sampled Jimmy Neutron.
It's on my logo table.
Yeah.
It's weird. The intro to Jimmy Neutron was actually recorded by like a proper like surf artist.
Oh, we've discussed this. Who was it again?
Manor Astroman's guitar player.
That's
That's related to the Bomboras.
No, it was Man or Astro Man. It was
Okay.
Star Crunch.
Got it.
Yeah, we covered Man or Astro Man, remember, Dom?
Yeah, we also covered Bombora, so I thought we talked about it
Yeah.
then too. But Surf Rock is
And
sometimes a little bit similar.
yeah, and also along that line, the 2016 reboot of the Powerpuff Girls, their theme song was done by Taco Cat.
Ah, yes.
So to go into a completely different topic now, a bit not so much in the recording here. You mentioned you're going to see your friends play at a youth fest little showcase, blah blah blah. Not to go blah 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 to your friends there, but what I do want to actually mention is that a couple, probably months ago, I think at this point, you actually did play a live show. You played your debut live show opening for Freezer, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I wasn't able to make my way down for that because I would have loved to see what the fuck is a live show for you two. So this is probably now the time to explain what your live show was like or what you played, and I actually specifically want to know what you played.
It was a really fun time. I think Sholto was a bit busy with school, so we didn't start rehearsing until I think 2 days before the gig. Something stupid, too last minute. But we played. The track list was. We started with disco. Live-ified, yeah. So our setup was my laptop. And Ableton Push, the MIDI controller.
Yep.
A Focusrite with my guitar and the microphone in it. Oh, the microphone was
Yeah, this is the other thing.
we didn't know that there's like 2 types of microphones. One's good for live and one's not good for live. And we brought the one that meant there was feedback issues throughout the entire show, but it fit our theme. It was fine. No one had a problem with it. But we played disco and then Louis Gaze, an unreleased song, and then Pen Island, I think.
Was that the track in between? Like, was Pen Island the third one we did, or did we do the thing with? Okay, because there was Pen Island, yeah.
Pen Island, and then we had someone come onto stage and start Who Got Rabbits. My partner, who's in the other room, and just like impro played. And then we ended with the Adore cover. Yeah. It was a sort of short set list, but we had a lot of like friends and family come along, which was really nice to see. It was a very fun time. The Adore cover went really well.
That's good.
So the song you didn't write went the best.
No.
Yeah,
probably.
that's about right.
What was it like playing with Freezer?
It was fucking awesome. They were so cool.
That was awesome.
They had like monkeys projected onto the wall the entire time, like a monkey documentary. And it was so sick.
It was so cool.
Keratin, the band before Freezer 2, they were fucking sick.
It was interesting because both of those were like absolutely like our setup.
We had that for the
foreign. Like it was
we were on the table, had a table up there, and the rest of the bands were more classic, like.
Yeah, well, we've covered both Freezer and Keratin. They are. It's not like they're that far away from the sound, and in the end, it all is still emo or scrams, I guess, is the kind of better way of putting it. Specifically with Keratin, it's always been a bit surprising because Freezer is Batesman's Bay, I believe they're from, so they're more regional New South Wales, Canberra, closer to than they are to like Sydney or Melbourne. So for them to be playing their single launch show, it wasn't even single, it was an EP, sorry. Playing that in Melbourne was always a bit of a kind of a weird place for them to be playing, I guess, in the end, because I didn't think they had just enough money to travel and play a gig. But then to bring you guys and in Keratin along with them as well.
It was so fun. Like, we haven't done a gig since then. There might be another gig where we open for a certain someone, but I don't know if we're allowed to say anything yet.
Fingers crossed.
You can say it if you need us to beep it out. We can beep it out.
We got a DM from the asking us if we want to open at the
Ooh.
which is where
Ooh.
Sholto hadn't ever seen live music before.
Yeah.
Which is like freakish to me.
I just didn't see live music.
It's
all on my phone.
We can just listen to it on Spotify. What's the big idea? But that'll be really fun if that goes through. We'll probably do a similar thing, but we'll do different songs, and we'll try and get a microphone that works for playing live.
And I don't know. I think it was fun. Like when we're playing live, the dynamic involves a bit of like shenanigans, a bit of like bittery, as we call it.
We had we had a few bullshit bits to kind of pad out. So one of them was a midway through a song, we had an alarm go off on Sholto's phone. And we went, hang on, guys, we got to stop. It was no, because it was gonna be. So we were gonna bring like a banana, or Sholto was gonna eat a banana on stage. But we forgot it, and we had to grab a lemon. And I still feel bad.
That's a little bit of a different taste to a banana.
Yeah.
No, biting into that was interesting.
I'm still worried that we got lemon. I'm worried we slightly messied the Nighthawks by putting, because when Keratin came up, they in between a song picked up one of the lemon seeds and went, "There's a lemon seed on the ground,"
and then pointed at us.
But yeah, I think as Sholto's mum kindly said, is that we bounced off each other very well. Yeah,
the chemistry.
Yeah, we had fun. I think we had fun, and people after the show were like, they gave us that classic "We Will Look Back and Love You Forever" style of compliment, where it's like, "That's so cool. It sounds like it was made like a child." I was like, "That's so cool. I've never heard like so much static in music before."
Yeah, it was great.
And I believe as well, talking about like your first live show and stuff as well. I think it was Cameron even mentioned it on this podcast when we interviewed him, that you actually had to get like a special permission to even get into the venue because it was an 18+, if I'm correct.
Yeah. When we had to get crosses on our hands.
Except they washed off.
Except they washed off really quick. I don't drink. You didn't break the venue's rules.
No.
But we're 18 now, so we don't ever need to worry about stuff like that. Yeah. Now that we're adults, everything's easy.
Yeah, easy forever. Nothing else happens.
But I'm surprised that I've actually never seen a live performance before. Is that something that now that you're 18 and there's a lot more cheaper gigs that you can actually go to, since all the cheap gigs like to be 18+, thanks to society?
No, I don't know. I've been to more gigs since then. It's so weird. Like I saw that it's like broke some sort of flood barrier or something. Because then afterwards I went to a bunch of different, well, not a bunch, but like quite a few. Like a few, at Margaret Court, like bigger stuff. But like I love like live music and going to gigs. Now so shout out, so much I didn't do it. And I don't know, like. Probably see a lot of stuff at Cafe Gummo is where I'd be going. Like they've got pretty cheap, cool scrams usually and stuff. Yeah, but just I don't know.
I think you go to more gigs than me now.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, that's the weird part. Yeah, you need to go to more gigs.
I do need to go to more gigs. I'm tired all the time. I'm very sleepy.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think that's the difference between you and me. I think around your before you seen your first gig, I'd seen a couple, but it slowed down around when I was 18 to that, when I was just completely broke, had no money. I think the only times I could actually get to see gigs were when I was invited to like some small ones at like Lansdowne and stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one, but it probably probably just slightly larger than Cafe Gummo. It's like, don't want to pronounce it wrong. Yeah, that's great to see that you're getting in more into the live scene, more into the local scene.
Trix has disappeared. Hopefully she'll come back.
Yeah, Trix is just probably having internet problems outside.
As it be.
It's just me, as my train of thought is completely fading away at 5 p.m. on an afternoon.
I can switch topics if you're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I saw on your Bandcamp a name was referenced. Was it Elizabeth Whitington? Yes, and so we had done like a little emo fifth wave draft earlier this year, and that name came up a couple times, but I haven't listened to anything yet. I'm very curious what her music has like inspired you and like how that has like worked out for you, I guess.
I significantly, I think, because
Yeah.
we really were sort of thinking of that Your Arms Like a Cocoon sound, and then
We found
a friend of mine sent me a link to an Elizabeth Whitington song, and she uses a lot of she's the original coiner of the term claustrophobia pop. And yeah, I mean that she makes really cool stuff. She's the one of the co-founders of the record label that we're like sort of signed to.
Oh,
Yeah.
depth
I
pop.
mean, it's like a yeah. Yeah, she's very cool. And her music, the usage of noise and
distortion and static
is like yeah, I definitely influenced our music a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know. And it's like I remember like when we first surpassed her in monthly listeners on Spotify.
We felt really bad.
Yeah.
Because we love her music.
And like we constantly try to hype it up, or at least we have it up to each
Yeah.
other, which maybe isn't the thing.
So you surpassed her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
on,
wow.
on monthly listeners. I know. It was like that's like one of our biggest influences.
The band that we, I believe, still have more monthly listeners than that like really bothers us.
Yeah.
There is this band. I don't remember where they're from. Somewhere in the States.
I think they're Australian.
Really?
Because they think all good music's
Okay.
Yeah.
Decapitation in the Food Court. I strongly recommend you all listen to Decapitation in the Food Court.
Yeah,
because
no,
they are,
I think I saw you recommend that one. I've actually already picked it up.
Yeah.
it's so
I
fucking.
know exactly which one you're on about. I
Yeah.
haven't properly listened, but yes, I do know which one you're on about. That is already on the to-do.
Marvelous.
Yeah, it's amazing production. They use like probably around as many samples as we did in Yabby Time. It's incredible stuff. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the lead singer had a project. The way I found the band is because the lead singer used to have a project called Monom. And it was like kind of like vaguely like trap, sort of like emo influenced, like this kind of like weird, airy. I don't know how to describe it, but I was always kind of obsessed with it. And then I found out that they are in a band, and the band fucking rocks. And we frequently say to each other that it is fucked up that they don't have more listeners than us, because I don't want to like punch down on ourselves. I don't want to be like the self-deprecating one, but compared to their music, I really do think our music is not as good, or probably I just think they deserve a lot more attention. I'm not friends with them. I think they're mutuals with us on Instagram and maybe Twitter, but
Also mutuals with us on Twitter.
Trylank's our like favorite follower on Twitter.
Yeah. Completely unrelated.
Oh, shit. But you have made some friends and have gotten some places now with Yabby Time and everything being out. How has that been? Like, outside of the whole, you're outpacing your influences a little bit. How has it generally been?
Awesome.
So awesome. Yeah. Like, wow. I keep saying the word fun, but it's been so like, it's been so fun. Like just, getting into contact with more local, sort of scrams and just the general scene, and like sort of adjacent musicians. And,
when we were reached out to open for Freezer, that was like the coolest thing ever. Like,
well, ecstatic.
Yeah, and I mean, when we were asked for the interview, I mean, like I know Dissonant Waves isn't like the most popular podcast on earth, but it was still fucking awesome. Like we were like, holy shit, an interview. We're famous now.
We're famous and we're gonna let it go to our heads. It's already gone to our heads.
Hollywood next.
I mean, we're the people that interviewed Bigger Boot, so you're right up there,
Yeah,
true,
exactly. Bigger Boot was awesome too. Was it like just
when we got the follow back?
And Masatui,
yeah. I think every single DM we get from a stranger, every single follower we get on every platform from a stranger is just, it always puts a smile on my face. Like, I mean, first things first, We Will Back and Love You Forever is prioritizing money. We just want to make money.
Yeah.
We're a very money-oriented band. Yeah, signing to Sony. So obviously it's great to know that we have more listeners because that means more money, and that makes my heart warm.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
5 cents a month on Spotify.
Yeah. 100%. How much have we made from Spotify now? I think we've made like $20 from Spotify.
Don't say that.
Damn, nice.
Sorry.
Talk about our earnings.
I can bleep that out if you want.
We got
It's $20.
We're gonna get robbed.
It should be 60.
One thing that always confused us is that we've gotten like $6 from TikTok, like streams, and sometimes we search to find out where it's been used, and usually they get deleted pretty quick. We found one that was like borderline like Roblox not safe for work roleplay stuff, and they used one of our songs, and another one that was just like some like random. I checked his profile, and he was like a very like regular guy, and he just like posted one of our songs with the caption, "This hits different," and like all those other TikToks, like, so I think one of them was like homophobic or something. Like they're just like a very like peculiar. I don't know.
Which song?
I think the one that gets used the most is the one, which I understand why it's used. The one with all the samples in the middle.
Is it
the emotion?
the current ruling on quality denies any possible cause of
mental
illness, or TCROD?
No, I think it's the other one. Like it's a bunch of letters.
Oh, the second half of that, which is something like is it G? I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
That raises a good question. I met Kitman to ask, what the fuck is up with that?
Hang on. You can explain.
It was like a quote from, neither of us are like huge fans of this person, but we find the quote kind of interesting. Going back to our political influence in the band. I think it's a Mark Fisher quote about mental illness in relation to capitalism.
The current ruling ontology denies any possibility of a social causation of mental illness. The chemical biologization of mental illness is, of course, strictly commensurate with its depoliticization. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but it's a long quote.
God.
The title is that acronymized.
Yeah.
With spaces in the middle.
I think you try to pull "if you know" thing, and I'm like, who's gonna know that?
No one.
Well, on Genius, someone figured it out, and like the description for the songs is like, this is from a Mark Fisher, and I don't think we ever said that publicly. I don't know how they figured it out. We don't know the person who put our songs on Genius.
They did a really good job.
Yeah, I'm just surprised someone's analyzing the lyrics.
I know.
Or your song
isn't it at
titles.
the end of I was thinking of the closing track. Don't you just talk about how you're I think the lyrics are just about you being toothpaste, or like the bare amount of toothpaste left being scraped out. I don't know what there is to analyze about that. It seems
it's all a symbol.
Yeah, lyrics but we look at those lyrics with hate and rage, because I recall that those lyrics were I Am Who I Am, Simon, was the first part of it. Like it's the first song we ever made, and then for the first one we called it the demo, and then for the album we added 9 minutes of bullshit on top of it. I don't know why. And the lyrics at the start though, we had been like writing lyrics and sending them to John for ages, and then come the day where we finally met up, we were like, oh, let's just wing it. Let's just make up some lyrics. So toothpaste, that's barrel. That's cool. I'm so pissed at us for it.
just random word generator, basically.
Yeah.
You can always do "I Am Who I Am" Simon Part 2 and do the real thing.
Well, there might be something on the album that's also just "I Am Who I Am" Simon for the third time, but
yeah,
no one's saying anything.
Not revealing any secrets that we are.
Yeah, I'm excited to see whatever this album becomes whenever it's finished, and the split, and everything else.
Yeah. We've got
a bit going.
We're probably a little over ambitious at the moment with all our project ideas, but no, you're right.
Yeah.
The split I am really excited for. I mean, when we kind of were like, when we messaged Summer 2000, we're like, hey, do you want to do a split with us? We were kind of like, no, just shoot the shot, because Summer 2000's always been kind to us, but I imagine they're a little busy for a split with Melbourne's Graham's shitpost emo band. They were like, yes, and then they're like, oh, can I get Godfuck in on this? I'm like, totally sure. No, but yeah, I mean, it's cool that people dig what we do. Because what we do is kind of rough around the edges,
Weird and
a little
lovable.
weird and lovable. And I'm glad that people like it. I'm glad that we get put in playlists, and the playlists are always titled some crazy stuff. We get some crazy. We've been added to a playlist that was called like, I want to kill all these people or something. Like, I was some like maybe I'll like try and grab it. I don't remember what song it was for.
Yeah, no, it's always been super fun. It still is super fun, and we're gonna keep having a lot of fun making music. And I don't like any of the reception we get. Basically, like literally any sort of publicity or reception we get feels great. Like, just
I think we're both we love attention.
Like, a little bit, but also just like from like a knowing that people are interested in it, or like have perceived what we've done. That's like, it's cool. And if they have something to say about it, it's even cooler. Yeah.
The playlist was called, it's all as one word, I'm gonna kill myself in front of all these people so they never forget my face.
Oh.
And they added one of our songs.
Holy
it's
shit.
A very long list. But
what do we do?
I don't know what we did, but it's an honor.
Yeah.
Well, we have like about 5 minutes left, so I think we'll try to get through some quick questions just to wrap things up. Callum, do you have anything?
I'm thinking.
Can you guys hear me before we do anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I've been having technical issues for the past 15.
I'm thinking I've still got a bunch of questions that I've got up in my to send over here, so I'm thinking we might just leave now and create another quick intermission. We won't use the remaining 40 of the next one though.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
good.
We'll be back. So we're back from our unprecedented second intermission. Callum, you had some more questions you wanted to ask.
Yeah, I'm going to get started with one of them, and it's in relation to this oddity of merch that now fills up my record collection, is the vinyl. That I believe this is still the favorite when it comes to purchasing any vinyl in my life, in which I believe I had to not give it over to your PayPal, but your mum's PayPal.
Yeah, we finally set up now that we're 18, we finally have our own PayPal, and we won't need to direct people to my mum's PayPal from now on. Yeah, for big kids now.
And there was 35 vinyl or something, I believe that was put out.
We're bad at keeping stock. There are a lot of people who are like, yes, I'd like a vinyl, and we need to kind of chase them up about ordering them, like delivering them, because I don't think I've ever shipped anything overseas before.
Okay, I gotta now ask, who wants it overseas? Or not exactly who, but what bloody country are you shipping this to?
It's I think mostly just the States. I don't think it's only Australia and the States that want a vinyl. But like surprisingly quite a few people. I was really, when I got the 35, so it was basically like a combined like birthday present from like my mum's side of the family and a bit of Sholto's family. Like they all pitched in a bit of money to press some vinyl.
So cute. I love that.
Yeah, it is really great. I'm glad that our families are so supportive of the music we make. But yeah, but because of that, I didn't think there'd be much demand for having a physical copy of We Look Back and Love You Forever. Yeah. Especially because Depop did tapes, and they did 2 runs of tapes, and one was for Castle Rock but smaller, and they sold out almost instantly. And then there was Yabby Time, and I think 4 sold. And then I think only like a few weeks ago, the final one got sold. So I didn't think there would be much demand. I was like, oh, I'll just give it to friends and family, for free. And my mom was like, no, you should like see if anyone's interested. And I was like, okay, well, we'll do something. We got these vinyls for free, so we'll do a sort of dynamic pricing if anyone can't really afford it. And then a lot of messages. I think we currently can't get, like, I think we currently, yeah, well, we've sold out, but in the sense that I still have like 17 that I need to ship, and the payments haven't been sent over by most people, and they might drop out.
Yeah.
But we are sort of sold out, which is mind blowing because it's Yabby time.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It seems just really insane that that's going to the States as well. But before Dominic's question, I gotta ask: are you going to be doing the same little personal packaging that you've done on there as well? Which I don't know who was the one who drew this. It's not only this, but the little kitty as well.
That was Amy. Amy. Oh, I think Amy's gone, and Amy's in the garden or something. But yeah, that was my partner did little dips that one. I don't know if we kind of. I love the idea of the little person. Yeah. Well, I love the idea of personal messages because it sounds a little cheesy, but I guess it is personal when it sounds almost angry. It does mean a lot when anyone. Yeah. But like. Yeah, I think you were the first to get like a little custom drawing.
I think I was the first one. The first one who probably would have ordered it from outside of Melbourne.
Yeah, true. Actually, I think you were the first delivery. But yes, we had one night where we just went all around Melbourne.
Yeah.
Dressed as wizards, giving the vinyls to all people who had ordered them.
We went to. Where did we go?
We went to like Upfield,
yeah,
and then we went to like Pascoe Vale, and then we went to Faulkner. It was a very long journey around the suburbs, to deliver vinyls to all those who wanted it.
Some strangers in the dark.
There were, we did. There were some new people too who wanted vinyl.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I've been on the other end of that shipping of like, Callum, I sent you the Grief Eater tape. You've ordered the Weekend Run Club CD. Exclusively through them. I mean, like, if you can do that, I'm sure the other way around works too.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry if that's picking up.
No, nothing's picking up. On the back there, but
blaring siren.
Whilst we're still on the topic of merchandise as well here, though, I'm obviously going to assume at the expense of vinyl's probably done as it is for the moment. But is there any other plans in the future, say with the next album, even with current things, not even just album physical releases, but say even like other types of merch or anything coming out in the future? Or
we haven't formally discussed it,
but it'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah,
I'd love to have a piece of black merch.
I think it's Wasted Space does this thing where you can bring like a shirt to the gig and they will like turn it. I don't know how they do it. I don't know the process.
That's an old thing that Bomb the Music Industry. Bomb the Music Industry was the one who kind of popularized it back in the noughties, the old Jeff Rosen stuff. And it would be you get a white shirt and they would basically get spray paint and it'll.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. So that would be a fun thing to do. Another thing is maybe just buying shirts from Kmart and just adding shit to them. Yeah. When it comes to physical releases, tapes or CDs, probably. I don't know when or if we'll ever be able to do vinyl again. Which is right. Well, once we're super famous and have taken over the world.
Hell yeah.
I mean, physicals would be good. Maybe I'm sure in the style of our band, it would be fun to do some sort of like. I know like JPEG Mafia did like like a USB or like a vape or something weird, but something stupid like that. Maybe we can see. I think there was someone who made who released their music as like DS cartridges or something, which I don't know how to talk about that.
I know Kevin Barnes at Of Montreal, one of their albums was like there's like 13 different release like formats. So like T-shirt, cassette, CD, USB, just a bunch of random shit with like QR codes and stuff.
I like that idea. We should definitely do a bunch of bullshit like that. Well,
Yeah.
we're also thinking that with the artist permission, I don't know if you knew about this. It's in the split group chat. We might the split art is like got we commissioned someone to do the like part of it, and maybe we could see about like auctioning off and either doing that for charity or for our
That'd
own
be cool.
pockets. Which I don't know. I think that sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah. The art's really cool.
The art is really cool.
It sounds like from everything I'm hearing, someone needs to like curate a Australian like fifth wave emo like collab like compilation.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff locally that definitely I think this Fifth Wave is quite a broad label. I think it's something that a lot of different people could have their projects fit under.
We've also got with Australia, emo has always kind of been around in like Australian emo is almost like a subgenre from diverging from pub rock, because we have bands we have bands like Slowly and Sly Withers who are more pop punk sounding. Don't get me wrong about that. It's not like it's that, but that's more kind of just been naturally getting to pop punk from the kind of punk that we've had from pub rock. So fifth wave hasn't really been a thing when we haven't really had all the previous waves hit here either.
Yeah.
You get your own special version of it.
Ooh. Melbourne fifth wave emo. It'll be instead of Midwest emo, we'll have some
West.
I'm just like trying to think of like the bands as well during the noughties, which is what's considered, the prime mainstream status of emo, even though it's still diverging things in there.
Yeah.
But you think of bands that we have around then, and they kind of just went straight from the pub rock to punk that we had in there. I mean, if I think of a pop punk artist from around that time, Body Jar is the one that's currently going in my head, and they weren't more coming from that pop punk sound that was going in say like a Blink-182 style or anything like that. It was just coming off naturally from what our rock sound was sounding. So yeah, we never really had these waves and stuff. This kind of fifth wave is the first time really we're properly starting to get. I mean, there's probably always been artists that have been inspired, blah blah, know about all that, but especially with harder to get traction back in the day, they're all basically gone to the test of time. But it's not even now just Melbourne that's coming up with artists in the fifth wave. I believe Naki Soul is from Brisbane, I'm pretty sure, because she gets played on 4ZZZ, which is like Brisbane seems the only place now you can get played on a very underground radio station that's still well known enough to get plays. But it is starting to branch out from Melbourne as well. I couldn't tell you where everyone else is from, other than obviously Freezer being from Batemans Bay, which is again not in there. But we are getting a bit more of an eastern coast, and that was the worst word we're using. Coast, and it's not a word. It kind of is seen on this as well. So hopefully it will be a more what's the word? A larger scene. Hopefully we will be able to get stuff like a big collab split between just these types of artists, putting away obviously the popularity of everyone in here. It's so far still very, very in the underground.
It just doesn't seem that impossible that Masatui, We Will Look Back, and Bigger Boot could be on the same comp.
That'd be an honor. That'd be so cool. Yeah, I think you're right though. I mean, I think the reason fifth wave, as you said, is sort of the first naturally evolved from previous scenes in Australia is, I guess it's I mean, fifth wave emo has been the most online wave of emo, obviously, and with lockdowns and stuff, everyone was, I think I don't know about you, I attended multiple Minecraft concerts for American football played a Minecraft concert.
Never watched live music. Why would I go to Minecraft?
Yeah, okay, true. And I think when it was so online and Wave emo was sort of at its sort of, you know, the style was really beginning to become that sort of like experimental, built off of like sort of Brave Little Abacus and stuff like that. I think it did. I noticed on the note of it going more international is that a lot of I found so many bedroom screamo projects in like various like South American countries. Like there's a huge scene for bedroom screamo I've noticed like prop up in South American countries, which is the coolest shit. Like yeah.
Like
So I guess
Condensanos Conta, that was one you kind of covered.
Yeah.
Did a split
Now
with
we
Variable,
are-
that was
The
great.
HexD artist is also South American.
Oh yeah, HexD. Are you into
Yeah,
HexD
yes.
at all?
I don't know if I've heard of them.
Well, it's like a subgenre of like, you ever heard like Team Meccano?
Yeah, I love Team Meccano.
Yes.
I fucking love Team Meccano. I found
their
that
brand
Your Arms
is-
and My Cocoon weirdly got me into a bunch of this kind of stuff because they were on their deluxe edition was posted on this one record label that's kind of, they post a bunch
Dismiss
of
Yourself.
like,
Yes.
Dismiss Yourself, yeah. And through Dismiss Yourself, I found a bunch of like cool, weird shit, and Team Meccano stuck with me.
Yeah, that album is like, I guess, called a thing called HexD because it's like so deep fried and so built from samples that it essentially turns into something else.
Yeah.
And that is its
One of the
own little
labels-
fascinating thing. I feel like that could have a lot of potential. And the beauty about Fifth Wave is that you can kind of cross over and do a lot of that stuff and still, you know, come back around and do whatever you want, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are kind of approaching kind of a part in which we will need to wrap up soon here. So as we like to do around the end of this, we're just going to kind of fire off a question each in a row until we're done here. So it kind of just goes around. The purpose of these questions is just to get some very quick answers, so don't really worry about thinking too much into it. Yeah, I'll let Dominic start off the quick fire questions if you want.
Sure. Sholto and Jude, what are your favorite Pokemon?
Oshawott.
Charizard, basic.
Is it Charizard?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll let Trix go last because you always like to end with the final question.
I
Trix.
actually have two questions, so if I could just
Oh,
jump in here with another one.
No, go ahead.
Do you guys have any dream pieces of gear?
Oh yeah. An Omni
Yeah.
and other, I'm suddenly banging their Omni cords or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah,
But also that, like
absolutely. The
really expensive synth that radio.
Clint
had.
Eastwood-
Oh
beat
yeah, there's a
machine.
synth library in the city, and they have this synth that I got to have a try around on that I think apparently Radiohead has used before, and it just felt so fucking cool to use, and it, that.
Yeah. Trixie has a second question?
But the second question is the one we end on.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a lot of questions we can go through anyway. Dream act to see live.
Jeff Rosenstock.
I'd love to see Masatui.
That's not too hard.
Yeah, exactly. I can do that. Jeff Rosenstock would be so fucking cool, though. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So you've covered a door. Realistically, what do you think your next cover song could be?
I want to cover the entirety of James Is Going to Die Soon, the album by Crywank.
And the Kanye West song.
And there's a Kanye West song that we kind of want to cover, but we don't know if that's like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could not do it the way Courtney Barnett did it, maybe.
Not worrying about the actual specifics or like the logistics or anything like that. Dream place to play both. I guess it's just arena, venue, blah blah blah, or location in the world.
On a boat.
Playing in Beijing would be hilarious and really fun. Yeah.
I don't think it came across clear. What was that?
It was Beijing.
Beijing. Got it.
Beijing and on a boat. Nice.
Jakes,
What?
question?
I've still got a couple.
Yeah, we can go back
Go
to
for
you.
it. I'll think of another one.
Yeah. Favorite album that you're listening to at the moment?
Pleasant Bus Stop. Oh, the new Exciting Excellent album.
God, what have I been listening to recently? Let me see. I just love Anthology from Worst Party Ever. That's so good. That's yeah. It's not a new one though. Is it? Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a new one. It's just what you're listening to at the moment. So
Yeah.
it counts. It counts. Be fast.
What
Right.
do you listen to Origami Angel, and if so, what is your favorite release by them?
I just Origami Angel. My favorite release is going to be either the one who, I'm forgetting the name, but the one with Thanks, I Hate It in it, or Somewhere City, because Somewhere City, like when it came out, it was such a cool fucking thing. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah. I also do. Same answer as Jude.
See, I wish I could have figured out who was talking about it. No one else was talking about it here when it came out. I was just by myself. Just guess I'm listening to this now.
I was very online at the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Favorite video game?
Cruelty Squad.
So lame. Either Firewatch, is it Firewatch, or Crusader Kings 3.
Those are two completely different games, but fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off that
Firewatch
one.
is a good game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that real quick. What is the oldest game you think you've played to completion?
To completion. Maybe just Half-Life. Probably sort of a basic.
Wait.
Probably the original Mario.
Oh.
I mean, that's.
The original Pokemon.
Oh, did you? Good then.
I mean, original Mario would be older than the original Pokemon, but yeah, they're both.
Yeah, by about 10 years.
Yeah.
I've never completed the original Mario.
I
actually
got stuck on the last castle.
I actually only just recently beat the original Pokemon, and not Red and Blue, Yellow. I never actually beat Red and Blue. I got stuck on the Elite Four and didn't really have any Pokemon to beat them with. But I finally, despite having beaten all the other generations since then, I only finally beat a proper Generation 1 game yesterday on the plane back in Perth.
Congratulations.
Yeah. 25 years in the making.
Favorite flavor of potato chip?
I always like chicken salt.
I like, what's it called? Sour cream with chives. Sour cream and chives. Yeah, that's some.
I just gotta let you know, I don't think these two are too aware of chicken salt.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god.
No idea what
it's-
chicken
it's-
salt is.
Chicken salt is a very Australian thing. It's not really potato chip. It's for like the fries that we have. We don't usually do the fries like the shoestring. We do them as like kind of thicker potato cuts on there. And chicken salt is not quite a steak fry though. It's like in between shoestring and a steak fry. It is. It's not quite. It's a salt, but it is very filled with additives.
Yeah, it's
bizarre. It's a bizarre thing, and there are some places which will tell you like some recipes you can find for how to make chicken salt, but unless you get this absolutely overproduced yellow salt, you're not getting proper. That's the proper salt, the chicken salt you want to get. It tastes so good on potato chips, it's insane.
Sometimes it's vegetarian, and sometimes it's not, but not because of chicken, but because it's got like beef stock or something in it. It's incredible.
I will keep that in mind.
Try and think of when I end this, I guess, on one.
I got another one if you're ready.
Yeah, you go first.
What is one either genre or type or trend in music you do not want to include on your project in any way?
Anyway,
what are your limits?
Yeah,
basically?
we kind of like to do everything. We kind of like to throw in a bunch of bullshit.
I would have said modern pop music, but we like a bit of modern pop music.
Christian rock.
Well, I think that'd be fun as hell if we had like a really like oddly religious song. I think
Like-
maybe there's nothing I mean, I don't want to obviously like I don't want to make music like what's it, the rich men of North Richmond or whatever that like conservative country
Yeah,
stuff. But I don't know if that's like a trend. I mean, it's maybe like yeah, like, we're probably not going to throw in like traditional to our music, even if there's a bit that calls for it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make air horn trap music. Got it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
There is air horns and trap
Yeah.
trap inspired stuff from the
Yeah.
upcoming album.
All right.
So we figured out as well that Sholto's first gig or like haven't seen live music was the Bigger Boot concert. But what was your first live show, Jude?
My first live show. Well, I think there's probably some various camping festivals my like parents taken me to that had live music. But the first proper gig, I believe, was the Chainsmokers when I was like 11 or 12 or something.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I have mixed feelings. Sometimes I do go back to I know like they kind of like a lot of people attribute them as being like the kind of exact point you can start saying pop music became quite shit. But I still sometimes have a cheeky listen and I'm like, this wasn't awful. I mean, this was kind of fun. This is basically real emo.
The Chainsmokers have a weird thing where because they blew up with a song Selfie back in like 2012 or maybe even earlier than that. But they were a bit more well known in the underground EDM scene. And I remember when Selfie broke out and then the rest of the Chainsmokers songs started coming out. And just everyone I knew who was into EDM, into them or underground, just called them the biggest sellouts. And that was what was more. It wasn't more about the sound that they were doing. It was just that they were sellouts.
Yeah,
I've got no more questions. Dominic, do you?
Jude, do you resent the Beatles?
I do, because every fucking time someone comes up to me the first time, they go, "Hey, Jude," and I go.
That was my way of bringing it up without bringing it up. Thank you.
Favorite pizza toppings?
I fuck with pineapple.
Ooh.
I fuck with
Oh, hell yeah.
Pineapple's good.
the ham, but not just any ham. The like strips of ham you get, you know, like a cheap, mass produced like ham cube sort of thing. Yeah, that's what I really like. Stringy stuff.
So together we make Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I've got the pineapple and you've got the stringy ham.
R.I.P. Johnny.
He was on Flight Logs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's super unrelated.
Yeah.
I'm done with questions. Trix, you want to go for the last one and do a double whammy?
Yeah, let's do the last one. It's also about food. What is your perfect sandwich?
Oh.
And the drink, Trix. Don't forget the drinks.
I had a
Yes,
good
and
sandwich.
add a beverage.
My stepmom makes these really good fried egg sandwiches. It's just like cheese, egg, a nice bread, some little bits of like cubed meat, and some spicy sauce, and maybe that alongside like one of those. I love aloe vera drinks. I'm slightly falling away from sugary drinks as of recent, but like a good aloe vera or this one tea that I think you can get in Bali that's sort of sweet. It's good. That's my answer.
Sandwich from Adventure Time would be my perfect sandwich.
I don't think it came through all the way. What was it?
It's the sandwich from Adventure Time.
Jake's sandwich.
Jake's perfect.
Time.
Ooh.
Oh, face sandwich.
Jake. But
Oh,
I don't think but I don't think I like if I had to like I'm getting like a big sort of like Italian herb, you know, we're talking, you know, that sort of that bread, and then we're getting shit. Actually no, fuck it. I'm just making banh mi. That's my perfect sandwich. My perfect sandwich is banh mi.
That's fair. Banh mi is great. What's the drink with the banh mi though?
The drink with the banh mi would be I had a really lovely Yeah, I'd be a day drinker if it meant it. I'd have a coconut cocktail with my banh mi. There's this delicious coconut cocktail.
Hell
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
One time I had mango and pineapple in a Subway order when I was like 11 or 10 or something.
Ooh.
Pineapple on a sandwich fucks. Unbelievably.
Yeah, but the mango and pineapple feels a bit weird. It's the mango. I mean, I have mango and salad, so it works.
What
It's
else
just
was on the
that-
sandwich then?
I
Yeah.
don't even remember. I assume it wasn't just mango and pineapple.
I
But
really
I was a bit peculiar.
Well,
Mango,
like if it was a
pineapple, and
meatball
bread.
sub, that's disgusting. But if it was like a chicken, like a grilled chicken, I reckon that could work.
Domino's in the States has a mango habanero like spicy chicken sandwich with pineapple on it, and that is unbelievably good.
Awesome.
That doesn't. Wow, I love America.
Literally Joe Biden.
And where is your dream place in America to do a show?
I don't know if there's a dream place for me, but there are bands that would be cool to open for. Because most of the music I listen to ends up being from the States.
I want to perform in Appalachian Mountain Tracks, somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Well,
Well, with that, I think that's the interview. That's probably one of the longer ones we've done, but this has
that
been
is the
one of
longest one we've done.
yeah, one of the more
Lovely.
interesting ones. Before we officially close this off, is there anything that you would like to plug?
What do we
Not
plug?
just your. It doesn't have to be you two stuff. It can be any of your friends' stuff as well.
It could be Mr. Marx's stuff as well.
A really good book. Should I plug the Oscar? Yeah, plug it.
Plug anything.
For our Australian listeners, for our Australian communist listeners, join Revolutionary Communist Organization, RCO, revcomorg.info.
We've been really enjoying this podcast about Epstein called True Anon.
Anon is so good.
True Anon's pretty fun. Sometimes I find it a bit tricky to listen to, but that's a good time if anyone's interested in learning more about various conspiracy stuff. I do feel slightly mad when I listen to them though. But I won't completely go off topic.
Yeah.
And then there's our friends who performed today are in. Okay. Our friends in Flyny. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay, our friends in Flyny, a lovely little Melbourne band. They have a good song about gnomes. We appeared on an album by our friend Snow in the song Rock.
We're plugging so many things.
Yeah, it's just plug everything.
Plug
The
everything.
soil beneath us is rich for fertilization
Yeah.
and trees.
I'm plugging decolonization.
Yeah, there we go.
What was the song
Yeah,
called that
I
you
like
were
that.
featured in?
Rocks, I think. I might by Snow Cahill. That's a fun track. But I don't know if we have anything else to plug.
Yeah, we've got stuff in the works. You'll see it all once
Oh,
it's
yeah.
done. Yeah.
Well, I'm Dominic. Trix is here in audio now. Callum's still on video. Our stuff's in the description below. Thank you so much, Sholto and Jude, for being here and doing this interview. You've been lovely.
Having us.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
It's
And
wonderful doing this.
that's it. Thanks so much for coming, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for everything.
Bye.
Bye, all.